I'm joined today by Lloydminster MLA Colleen Young. Thank you so much for taking the time with me today. And now we are starting to see vaccines roll out in areas like Prince Albert, the far northwest, and the far north central regions of the province. Can you just provide us with an update on where we are at with the vaccine rollout in Saskatchewan?
Absolutely. Of course, as we know, the Pfizer vaccine is the first one that has arrived, and started in Regina. About 95% of the prioritized population there has been done with the vaccine. I think we're at about 80% in Saskatoon at this point in time, and I don't know what the percentage is in Prince Albert, but Prince Albert was the third location where we rolled out the vaccine. As more vaccines have arrived, we have shipped units to our far north central, northeast, and a little bit of the northwest area to start vaccinating some of our most vulnerable population and healthcare workers in those areas.
And now when we do start to see vaccines here in the Northwest zone, specifically in Lloydminster being a border city, how does that impact the city? Are residents able to get the vaccine on both sides of the border, or how does that work with us following SHA guidelines?
I've actually communicated that with the minister earlier on in December when I knew that vaccines would be arriving, and asking him to ensure that SHA has spoken with AHS as to how they would be administered in Lloydminster. And I was assured that the conversation has taken place already, and that all of Lloydminster falls under SHA, and they will be vaccinated through SHA doses that will arrive for the numbers of population here in Lloydminster.
So then, just to clarify, the city of Lloydminster will be vaccinated by SHA then?
Absolutely, all of it, including our Alberta residents.
And now just catching up here after the Christmas break, I know one of the big concerns was that there may be an increase in cases with the holiday season. So far, that does seem to be holding steady. We're at roughly over 400 now in that Northwest zone. What is the government continuing to do here to manage COVID in the province?
We continue to encourage people to follow the restrictions that are in place. Even once the vaccines do arrive, I think people are going to be asked to follow the restrictions, because at this point in time, we don't know how effective or how quickly the vaccine will provide them with the antibodies that they need in order to fight off the virus. So I think that we will still see us following health measures. They may be increased, they may be reduced. We don't know that as time goes along. And yes, I'm sure that, after the Christmas break here, we might see a little bit of rise in cases. We don't know. That 14-day time period hasn't come yet, so we're not sure where that sits. But at this point in time, it's still manageable. And our healthcare system is dealing with the people that are arriving at our hospitals.
And now the big news coming out of the Christmas break is just the amount of political figures who have been traveling over the break, including former Saskatchewan Highways Minister Joe Hargrave. What is your reaction to this news as a politician here in the province?
Well, as anybody else, everybody makes their own choices. There are restrictions in place, but there are also some that are just guidelines. And, people, choose to make their own choices based on those guidelines, and whether it's in error or whether, they just misjudged their decision at the time. That was their choice and their decision. And as you know, Minister Hargrave has resigned as the Minister of Highways at this point in time. And there has been a new minister appointed to that position.
So you feel as long as people are still within the guidelines that it is okay to make those choices as they see fit?
Well, we're all human. We're all individuals. We're all making our own choices in our own ways. Yes, as a politician, we are held to a higher standard and should be showing leadership in many different ways. But, we also are human, are making decisions and choices that maybe are made in error. So,
all right. Appreciate your time here this morning.
You're more than welcome, Eric. And I wish everyone a happy new year. I hope 2021 turns out a lot better than 2020 was. So we look forward to a more positive and prosperous new year for everyone.